to today's class. So for today's class, we're going to go ahead and we are going to get started in child's pose. So finding yourself orientating along your mat. Go ahead and start off by taking the legs together here. And then we're going to rest our upper half of the body on top of the thighs. Arms going to extend forward and in front, allowing the forehead to melt down towards the earth. We're going to take a few moments here to settle into our practice. So as you arrive into your child's pose, just give yourself a moment to become acquainted on your mat, to start bringing your awareness inward into your physical body, just feeling all the points of contact that you're making with the earth, and starting to connect with your breath here. Just noticing the natural ebb and flow of the breath as it naturally moves in and out of the body. Feeling yourself supported by the earth, gravity allowing us to fully arrive into this posture. Taking a few moments to center in and to anchor into our practice before we start to add any movement on. So from your child's pose, as you continue breathing, see if you can allow your awareness to shift towards the area of the belly and the abdomen. See if with each breath you can allow the inhales to flow deeper into the diaphragm, maybe making their way down towards the belly or down towards the base of the spine. With our awareness here, gradually seeing if we can allow the inhales to deepen with each breath. Never forcing it, simply allowing it to be a natural process. And remaining witness as this all unfolds. Maybe with each inhale, noticing as the belly compresses against the thighs, somewhat enabling us to activate our diaphragmatic breathing. Maybe noticing as with each inhale, the breath starts to expand to our side ribs. So not only is our breath moving forward and back, but it's moving out towards the sides as well. Just really feeling into the sensation as if we're blowing into a balloon. We'll take another few moments here to really anchor in our awareness into our breath and really feeling the breath. Noticing the breath getting deeper and deeper with each cycle. See if you can soften through the jaw, soften through the cheekbones, soften through the eyes. Maybe starting to add a little bit of a movement, gently swaying the hips from side to side here. And then keeping this connection to our breath throughout our practice, feel free to continue with your deep belly breathing, or transitioning into your Ujjayi pranayama, your proud conqueror's breath. And then from here, we're going to gently press into the hands and we're going to bring the knees out wide. So knees coming mat distance apart, allowing us to further sink the sit bones closer towards the heels. Now starting to extend the hands forward and in front a little bit more. Starting to make this pose more of an active one. As you remain connected to your breath, actively pressing the palms into the earth, allowing the hips to sink back closer to the sits bones. And then from here, we're going to start walking the hands all the way over towards the right side. You can literally pick up the upper half of your body and rest it over the right thigh. Feel yourself starting to lengthen through the left side of the body. Both sits bones still really anchoring down, reaching towards the heels. Breath still deep. Inhale still full. And then we'll start to gradually walk our way back towards center. Pausing for a breath here. And then walking your hands over towards the left side. Again, you can literally pick up the upper half of the body and rest it over the left thigh. Keeping the lower half of the body as it is. Actively pressing the hands down towards the earth, lengthening through the spine, breathing into the right side body here. Feel yourself opening through the obliques, through the right side of the body, through the left hip. Or breathing into anywhere else that you're experiencing sensation. Beautiful. And then walking your hands back towards center, sinking into your child's pose one last time here. Really allowing the sits bones to come closer to the heels. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time, and we're going to come onto our backs. So you can keep the eyes closed if they are closed. As we find our way onto our backs, we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest here, giving ourselves a warm embrace. Taking a moment to gently rock from side to side, massaging through the low back. Just really warming up through the body here at first. Beautiful. And then keeping the right knee hugged in, we're going to extend that left leg forward and in front. You can lower the left heel down towards the earth, flexing through that left foot, toes pointing towards yourself. And then straightening through that right leg. We can interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. And just taking a moment here to take some ankle circles. And switching direction of your circles. Then we're going to keep the right toes flexed towards our forehead, and we're going to start rotating the ankle from side to side here. Just taking a few full breaths to breathe into the right hamstrings. Beautiful. And then hugging the right knee back in towards the chest. We're going to see if we can bring that right knee a little bit closer towards the outer edge of the ribs. Keep lengthening through that left heel. Keep drawing in through the right knee. Continue deepening through the breath. Maybe that right knee's coming closer out towards the right armpit. Beautiful. And then taking that right knee, we're going to draw it over and across towards the left side. Right arm can come out towards a T. Gazing over the right shoulder, right arm, lowering down towards the mat. Take a breath here. Beautiful. And then coming back in towards center, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Left knee draws into the chest. Right leg extends forward and in front. Keep extending through that right heel as you gently lower the leg down. Stay active through that right leg, really engaging through the quads. As you breathe into that left hip flexor, drawing it closer in towards the chest. Beautiful. And then extending, straightening through that left leg, interlacing the fingers behind the left hamstring. Take a moment here to take some ankle circles. So just really making sure that we're opening through all of the joints in the body. Releasing some synovial fluid, lubricating through the joints. Switching direction of your ankle circles. And then also making sure that we're really breathing and opening into all the muscles in the body here. Beautiful. And then keeping the left toes flexed, starting to rotate the ankle from side to side. So again, just taking a few moments to really consciously send breath into all the little muscles and the hamstrings and the legs, just allowing us to deliver more oxygen into the body as we get moving here. And then drawing the left knee back into the chest. Make sure that you're still active through that right leg as you start to draw that left knee closer towards the left outer ribs. So if it helps you stay active through that right leg, you're more than welcome to hover that right leg about 6 inches off the mat. Really making sure that we're maintaining awareness into that part of the body. And then drawing that left knee closer towards the left armpit. Beautiful. And then drawing the left knee over and across towards the right side. Left shoulder. Gaze comes over the left shoulder here. Allowing that left arm to melt out towards the side, just releasing through the low back. You can use that right hand to support your left knee. Taking another breath here. Beautiful. And then coming back towards center, hugging both knees in towards the chest, again gently rocking from side to side. And then starting to activate through the core here, we're going to extend that right leg forward as the left knee draws in. And then we're going to switch right knee into chest, left leg extends forward. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Continue with your own breath here. Inhaling, switch. Exhaling, switch. So keep active through the legs. Start activating through the core. One breath with one movement. Slowly integrating movements into our breath. Most importantly, really keeping that heel that's extended long. Keep inflection through the toes. Just gently warming up through the core. We'll only be here for about 5 more rounds. Beautiful. And then again, drawing both knees into the chest, gently rocking from side to side here. And then keeping the knees into the chest, we're going to extend the arms overhead, feet extend out in front. Take an inhale here, and then as we exhale, knees to chest, arms by your heels. Inhale, extend arms overhead, feet out in front. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Exhale, crunch it in. Twice more. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, crunch it in. Last one. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend, reach long. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest, gazing at the toes, pressing the lower half of the body into the earth. Keep reaching the fingertips out wide, really waking up through the core here, sending some heat throughout the body. Keep reaching the fingertips long, keep reaching the toe tips out in front. You got this, feel the core waking up. Only here for 3, for 2, for 1, and then we're going to start scissoring the legs side to side for 3, for 2, for 1, and then fluttering the legs up and down. You got this for 3, for 2, for 1, and then hug the knees into the chest. Start rocking forward and back, massaging through the spine. Whoo! Feel the heat flowing through your body. And then we're going to rock ourselves all the way forward, coming into our plank, into our tabletop pose. So in our tabletop pose, just making sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. With an inhale, we're going to bring the belly down, gaze up. Exhale, rounding through the upper back, coming into cat. Inhaling, belly down, gaze up. Exhaling, rounding into cat. Continue moving in and out of your cat-cow shapes here, or adding any barrel rolls or any other movements with the spine here, just starting to create a sense of fluidity throughout the spine. Doing whatever feels good to you in your body. Beautiful. And then finding our way back towards center. We're going to bring the knees out wide, about mat's distance apart. And then with our inhales, we're going to roll forward and in front of the wrist. Exhales back and around. Inhales forward and in front of the wrist. Exhale, sink the hips back. Continue moving throughout this shape. Moving as slowly or as fast as you'd like. Just really focusing on bringing awareness into the hips, just starting to open them up. This may feel really good here. And then switching directions again. Inhales take you forward and around. Exhales take you back and around. Inhales take you forward and around. Exhales take you back and around. So take another few breaths here to really start to warm up through the wrists, start to breathe into those hips. Continuing to add a sense of fluidity and freedom throughout the body, throughout the spine. Beautiful. And then finding our way back towards center. We're going to settle back into our tabletop pose. So from our tabletop pose, with an inhale, we're going to extend the right leg back, heel reaches. Exhale, knee to nose, round. Inhale, extend, right heel back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend your right heel back, reach long. Exhale, knee to nose. Adding the left arm, inhale, left arm, right leg up. Exhale, connect knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, lengthen. Exhale, connect knee to elbow. Inhaling, extend, reach long. Exhaling, knee to elbow. Inhaling, extend, reach long. Keep reaching through those left fingertips forward, reaching back through that right heel. Right hip in line with the left hip, long through the spine, open through the heart. And then bending the right leg, reaching back with the left hand, kicking the foot into the hand. Continue opening through the heart here, gazing up. Beautiful. And then releasing that down, gently swaying the hips from side to side here. So just continuing to warm up through the spine, continuing to activate through the core. Finding our way back into our tabletop pose. With an inhale, left heel reaches back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left heel back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left heel back, reach long. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding through the upper back. Adding the right arm. Inhale, right arm, left leg up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, create length. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend, reach long through both sides. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhaling, extending, reaching long. Staying here for a few breaths. Keep reaching those right fingertips forward, left heel back. Hips square with one another. Actively pressing into that left hand, long through the spine, open through the heart, present with the breath. And then bending that left leg, actively kicking the foot into the hand, opening through the front of the heart here, slingshotting the heart open, gazing either forward or up above. And then releasing what you have, gently swaying the hips from side to side here again. So finding our way back into our tabletop pose, we're going to keep adding into the hip movement. So anchoring down through the hands. With an inhale, we're going to open the right knee out to the side. Exhale, release it back in. Inhale, knee out towards the side. Exhale, bring it back in. Keep the right toes flexed. Inhale, right knee out towards the right side. Exhale, bring it back in. Adding the left cactus arm. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, knee to elbow towards midline. Inhale, open your cactus out wide, gaze forward. Exhale, connect. Once more, inhale, open up. Exhale, connect. Inhale, open up, and we'll hold here. Keep lifting through that right knee, flexing through the right toes, pointing towards your forehead. Keep cactusing the left elbow a little bit higher, opening through the left pec. Taking one more breath here. And then exhale, connect knee to elbow, and then gently release, swaying the hips from side to side here. And then getting into the other side, finding our way into our tabletop pose. With an inhale, left knee comes out towards the left side. Exhale, knee back towards center. Inhale, knee out towards the side, lift the hip. Exhale, knee towards center. One more, inhale, lift that left knee up, flex through the left toes. Exhale, knee towards center. Adding the right cactus arm. Inhale, out towards your cactus. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, up out wide. Exhale, connect in towards midline. And once more, inhale, open up. Exhale, connect in. We're going to hold now. Inhale, open the left knee out wide, lifting the right elbow up. Stay grounded through that left arm, open through the chest. For 3, for 2, for 1, and then connect it back in towards center, releasing it all down. Gently swaying the hips from side to side here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to transition into our plank pose. So tucking the toes under. You can either find a modified plank, keeping the knees hovering, or you can come into your full plank here. Just taking a few moments to really allow ourselves to arrive into this posture. Making sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders. Making sure that we're actively pressing the hands into the earth, so that slightly rounding through the upper back. Make sure we're tucking the tailbone under. One long line of energy from the crown of the head towards the heels. Keep tucking the chin towards the chest, lengthening through the back of the neck. And then we're going to bring the arms, the hands facing outwards here. And then we're going to take some small rocks from side to side. Super small movements here. Just getting into the wrists. And then keeping the palms facing down, you can face the fingers towards yourself. And you can take some gentle rocks, front and back. Front and back. So you should really feel the core working here. Shakes are always welcome. Only here for 3, 2, 1, and then bringing the fingers facing forward once again with an inhale, rolling forward, shoulders over wrists, and then as we exhale, super slow motion, making our way all the way down towards our belly. And we're going to come into a little bit of a baby cobra here. So elbows next to the side body, hands underneath the shoulders. With an inhale, we're going to lift the upper body up, lengthen through the spine, open through the heart. Exhaling, melting down. Inhaling, baby cobra, lifting through the upper half, drawing back the shoulder blades together. Exhaling, melting down. Inhaling, lengthening through the spine, opening through the front of the heart, back of the shoulder blades drawing together. Exhaling, release down. Now coming into our locust pose, interlacing the fingers behind the back, toes pointing behind you. Continue lengthening through the legs. With an inhale, we're going to lift the upper half of the body, lift the lower half of the body. So continue pointing through the toes behind you, zippering up through the legs as you internally rotate through the thighs. Maybe breathing into the belly as you feel it pressing down against the earth. Active through the low back. Continue drawing the shoulder blades back and down, squeezing the palms together. Slightly tucking the chin towards the chest, continue lengthening through the back of the neck. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward, keep pointing those toes back. And then releasing the interlace, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. With an inhale, pressing yourself either into a full cobra or an upward facing dog. And with an exhale, hips back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here to pedal at the feet, wiggle at the body, just doing whatever movement feels good to you here. Really making sure that the fingers are spread nice and wide, having a stable support, a good grip of the mat. And then from our downward facing dog, we're going to start walking the feet forward. We're going to meet in forward fold at the front of our mat. So feet hip distance apart, bringing a bend into the knees. You can grab a hold of the elbows, you can sway to the melt to decompress. You can shake the head out, taking some neck circles, whatever feels good to you here. And then releasing the hands down towards the earth, straightening through the left leg as we plant the right hand between both feet. With an inhale, twisting open towards the left. Exhaling, forward fold. Left hand plants, right leg straightens. Inhale, twisting open towards the right. Exhaling, forward fold. Twice more each side here on our own. Gaze can either come towards the either side or towards the top arm. One more each side. Really breathing into the outer legs here. Leaning back into forward fold with an inhale, lengthening the spine, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Twice more. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, shoulders draw back and down. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, keep reaching that crown of the head forward. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Hands reach up and overhead. Exhaling, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Inhaling, hands up, reach up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, stepping back into your plank here at first. With an inhale, lift the left toes about 6 inches. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, round. One more, inhale, left heel back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left heel back. Exhale, lower the left toes. Inhale, right toes lift 6 inches. Exhale, knee to nose, active through the core. Inhale, right heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, round. Once more, inhale, right heel back. Exhale, knee to nose, rounding through the upper back, pressing the hands into the earth. Inhale, right heel back. Exhale, lower the right toes. Inhale, rolling forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling, hips back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to inhale, right leg up, 3-legged dog. And then we're going to draw some hip circles. If you haven't done so before, you can try it with a straight leg. So just keeping that right leg extended and drawing some circles through the foot, through the hip. And then switching direction of your circles. And then with an inhale, re-extending through that right heel as we exhale, stacking the right hip on top of the left. Taking some ankle circles on this side. Staying grounded, staying supported through the hands. And then coming into our wild thing, stepping that right foot all the way back, opening through the front of the heart. Reaching those right fingertips long. And then with an inhale, we're going to find our way back into our 3-legged dog. And then as we exhale, we're going to step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Just taking some circles here. We're going to keep the spine long and we're going to start rotating. Just stirring the pot here, taking some circles. Stay grounded on the left toes, on the ball of the left big toe. See if you can minimize the weight on your hands here. And instead focusing on having most of the support, most of the strength coming from your legs here. And switching direction of your circles. Just really lengthening, breathing into the left hip flexor. Getting to the right hip. And then if you'd like here to add on, you can come onto the outer edge of that right foot, flexing through the right toes. And you can take some circles here too. So you can notice that right knee starting to take some circular movements. And then switching direction of your circles as well here. And then finding our way back towards center. We're going to lower the left knee here, untucking through the left toes. And we're going to come into our half pigeon. So just walking that right foot all the way over towards the left side, lowering the right shin down. With an inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhaling, hinging, melting forward here. Getting into the right hip. Only here for 2 more breaths here. Just a momentary little intermission getting into the hips. And then walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, tucking the left toes, re-extending through that right heel, 3-legged dog. And then as we exhale, stepping the right foot through, lowering the left knee, untucking the left toes, with an inhale, pressing up into your low crescent lunge here. So again, you're interlacing the fingers as they come on top of the right thigh. Keep pressing that right leg down actively through the arms. Keep lengthening through the spine. Actively scissoring the legs together, breathing into the left hip flexors. Drawing the shoulders back and down, lifting through the chest. Slightly tucking the chin in towards the chest as you lengthen through the back of the neck. And then releasing the interlace of the hands with an inhale, reaching the arms up. Reach long, slide back bend. And then as we exhale, tucking the left toes under, sinking the hips back, coming into your half Hanuman. Again, you can wiggle, rotate the heel from side to side here, getting into the right hamstrings. And then with an inhale, we're going to roll forward, hands frame the right foot, charging up through the legs. And then with an inhale, we're going to press down to lift up, rising on up into our lunge here. Take a moment to adjust the stance as needed, making sure that the hips are as square as possible. Feel the right hip drawing back as you feel that left hip drawing forward. Continue lengthening through the spine, tucking the tailbone under, lifting up through the ribs, shoulders drawing next to the ears, lengthening through the spine, reaching the fingertips up higher. Taking one more inhale here. Slide back bend maybe. Exhaling, hands melt down. Step that right foot back as we flow through our vinyasa here. Beautiful. Just noticing any subtle differences between both sides of the body, both legs. As we get into the left side with an inhale, left heel reaches back, three-legged dog. And then take some circles here. Warming up into the left hip. Again, if you haven't tried it before, you can do it with a straight leg. Just noticing how different or similar that feels. Making this movement as fluid as possible, switching direction of your circles here. And then re-extending back through that left heel, three-legged dog. As we exhale, stacking the left hip over the right. You can take some ankle circles. Continue lengthening through the left side body. Switching the direction of your circles. And then stepping that left foot all the way back. Pressing yourself into your wild thing here. Keep elevating through the heart. Actively pressing into the right hand. Present with the breath. And then with an inhale, re-extending that left heel back, three-legged dog. And then as we exhale, bringing that left knee in as we step it on the outside of the left hand. So from here, again, we're going to start stirring the pot, so just taking some circular movements here. Continue lengthening through the spine, keeping the chest elevated if possible. Just taking some circles, really bringing our awareness and our breath into that rotation through the left hip, bringing awareness to the right toes. And then switching the direction of our circles here. And then if you'd like to add on, we can come onto the outer edge of that left foot. And so I'm going to take some circles here. Again, see if you can minimize the weight on the hands. And instead, let's equally distribute the weight between both feet and using the hands for support here. So just noticing the circles that are being drawn with that left knee now. And then switching direction of your circles. finding our way back towards center. We're going to lower that right knee and tucking through the right toes as we walk the left foot all the way over towards the right side, coming into a half pigeon pose, little intermission here. Continue lengthening through the spine here, flexing through the left toes, and then with an exhale, we're going to hinge and fold forward, coming into our half pigeon. Continue lengthening through the spine, really breathing into the left hips. Reaching the crown of the head forward. Two more breaths here. And then walking the hands back underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes under, coming back into we're going to lower the left foot back down. So charging up through the legs, setting up for your high crescent lunge, pressing down to lift up. Inhale, rise on up, coming into your high crescent lunge here. Keep lengthening through the spine, reaching the crown of the head up. Really making sure you're drawing that left hip back as you draw the right hip forward. Shoulders coming next to the ears. Reaching the fingertips long. Continue tucking the tailbone under, lifting up through the ribs, lifting up through the heart, bringing the gaze up. Strong through the legs for one more breath. And then as you exhale, lowering the hands down, stepping that left foot back as you flow through your vinyasa here. Beautiful, finding your way back into our downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. And then with an inhale, we're going to gaze forward. As we exhale, we're going to step, hop, or float our way up towards the front, forward fold at the front of our mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Hands reach up overhead. Exhaling, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Inhaling, we're going to come into our Utkatasana chair pose. So in our Utkatasana, we want to open the feet a little bit wider than hips distance here, just taking a slight variation of it. Still making sure that our weight is back towards the heel, so we should be able to lift the front toes up. We should be able to wiggle them around as well. Here, make sure to keep the tailbone tucked under. Continue lengthening through the spine. Keep reaching up through the fingertips, shoulders coming next to the ears. Elevating through the heart. Present through the breath. And equanimous through the mind. Staying here, if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can always sit a little bit deeper here. See if you can activate your Mula Bandha, firming the muscles of the pelvic floor. Settling into a meditative practice in this posture here. Maybe sitting a little bit deeper, we're almost through. Stay active through the legs, long through the spine, open through the heart. Last 3 breaths here. Maybe doing it with eyes closed if that feels natural or good. Beautiful, one more inhale. And then as we exhale, hands to prayer, forward fold, release it down, great job. Inhaling, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step, hop, or float your way back through your vinyasa. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Beautiful. From our downward facing dog, inhaling right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhaling right knee to right elbow. And then we'll take it to the left elbow and to the right, and we'll sway it from side to side, right to left, left to right. Swaying the leg from side to side, activating through the core for 3, for 2, for 1. Inhale, extend right leg back, three-legged dog. Exhaling knee to nose, stepping the right foot through, pressing down to lift up, coming into our high crescent lunge here. From our high crescent lunge, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. As we inhale, open through the front of the heart. And then as we exhale, we're going to slow motion hinge on the inside of the right knee, finding our way into our humble high crescent lunge. Keep scissoring the legs together, keep rooting down through the feet, melting the crown of the head down towards the earth, squeezing the palms, squeezing the hands forward and in front. And then pressing down to lift up, inhale, rising up, high crescent lunge. And then as we exhale, hands to prayer, and we're going to twist over towards our right. You can always lower the left knee if needed, and then straighten that right leg back, left leg back up. Otherwise, arriving into your twisted crescent lunge here, hands in prayer in front of the heart, gazing either towards the right or up the top hand. You also have the option of opening up your wings. Keep reaching long through the crown of the head, breathing into the body here. Staying here for a few more breaths, or if it's in your practice, take going for the half bind, reaching that right arm back for the left inner thigh. Maybe going for the full bind, threading the left arm through. If you have the bind, maybe gazing back over the right shoulder for a moment, making sure that that right shoulder is really opening. And then you can take it up if you'd like, gazing forward and in front, stepping that back foot forward, pressing down to lift up, coming into your modified birds of paradise here. Again, see if you can bring that gaze behind your right shoulder. And then if you're in it, if you're in your modified bird, slow and controlled, lowering it back down. Woo! And then gazing at the big toe, maybe stopping by at a bound half moon, reaching that left heel back, and then stepping that left foot back down. Wherever you're at with an inhale, we're going to release as we come back into our high crescent lunge. Slight back bend. And as we exhale, we're going to open up into our warrior 2 towards the left. Settle into your warrior 2 here. With an inhale, front palm faces up. As we exhale, reverse your warrior. Keep a bend in the front leg. Continue lengthening through the right side body. The left hand can slide down the left leg, or it can come behind your back. With an inhale, coming back into your warrior 2. As we exhale, coming forward, extended side angle. In your extended side angle, keep reaching the left fingertips forward. Right hand can come to the floor, to the inner thigh. Or if you feel strong enough through the legs, stable through your Mula Bandha, you can reach both arms up, coming into your goalpost arms. Just meet yourself wherever you're at, knowing that building strength takes time. And then if you want to take the other birds of paradise here, there's always the option. So you can stay in your extended side angle, or you can come for the half bind, reaching the left arm back. You can go for the full bind, threading the right arm under. If you want to take it up into your birds of paradise, maybe stopping by in a bound triangle pose here, straightening through the right leg, and then stepping the back foot forward, pressing down to lift up, coming into your birds of paradise here. Straightening through your standing leg first, and then straightening through the lifted leg. Keep reaching the spine long, reaching the crown of the head up towards the heavens. And then slow and controlled, lowering your way back down. Maybe again stopping by in your bound half moon here. Gazing at the big toe. And then reaching that back. Stepping that left foot back. With an inhale, we'll all rise up into our warrior 2. As we exhale, we're going to straighten through that left leg. Staying here, shortening the stance a little bit. With an inhale, leaning forward, and then as we exhale, hinging, coming into our triangle pose. Again here, left arm reaches up above, right hand can come down towards the earth or onto the ankle or shin, or you can also take your peace fingers and thumb and wrap it around your big toe. Wherever you are here, continue lengthening through the upper half of the body, engaging through the core, reaching the crown of the head long. Continue anchoring down the soles of the feet into the earth. And again, if you're strong and stable through your Mula Bandha here, maybe the right fingertips hover forward and in front. Stay expansive, stay present. Stay equanimous through the mind and the breath. Then taking it into our bound half moon, bringing a bend into the right leg, using the hand or using a block for support, making our way forward into our bound half moon. Keep stacking the left hip over the right, reaching that left heel back, maybe adding on your Chapasana variation here, bending the left leg, grabbing the top of the left ankle with the left hand, opening through the heart center here. And then releasing whatever you have, squaring the hips down towards the earth. And then from here, taking your revolved half moon, again using the block for support if you need to, hips square down towards the earth, left hand can come in towards midline as we revolve the upper half of the body towards the right. Keep reaching back through that left heel, reaching the crown of the head forward, steady through the breath. Beautiful, and then releasing it all back down, coming into your standing splits here on this side. Breathing into the right hamstrings. And then staying here, or if handstands in your practice, taking a few little kicks up. We'll take up about 3 here. Tiny little kicks take you up. You can work on bringing one leg into the chest at first, and then maybe straightening through both legs. And then slow and controlled wherever you're at. Stepping that left foot back with an inhale, rising up, high crescent lunge, slight back bend. And then as we exhale, lowering the hands down, lowering the left knee down. We're going to come onto the outer edge of that right foot, getting into the hips here. So you can bring a bend into that left leg. Twisting over towards the right. Keep reaching long through the crown of the head. We got that hip nice and hot, so just releasing it back. We're going to come into another round of our half pigeon. So walking that right foot all the way over towards the left, lowering that right shin down with an inhale, lengthening through the spine, and then with an exhale, hinging, melting forward, coming into our half pigeon pose. Taking a moment here. On your own time, just walking the hands back underneath the shoulders. Tucking the left toes, and then coming back into your 3-legged dog here. Just taking some hip circles. Beautiful, and then settling your way back into your downward facing dog. Taking about 3 to 5 breaths in your downward facing dog, or coming into your child's pose. Just taking an intermission before we get ready for the other side. Settling back into the breath. Mentally preparing ourselves for the second side. Beautiful, and then whenever we're ready, we're going to find our way back into our downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under, sending the hips back and up. With an inhale, we're going to extend that left leg up, 3-legged dog. And then as we exhale, left knee to left elbow. And then take it to the right, and to the left, and to the right, and to the left. And keep swaying it from side to side, actively pressing the hands into the earth, rounding through the upper back, engaging through the core, fluid through the knee. See if you can maybe bring that knee closer towards the elbows here. See if maybe you can lift it higher towards the triceps. For 3, for 2, for 1. Extending that left heel back, 3-legged dog. With an exhale, stepping the left foot through, pressing down to lift up. Coming into your high crescent lunge here. Take a moment to settle into your breath. Settle into the stability and the foundation of this posture. As you continue charging up through the legs, taking the opposite interlace behind the back. With an inhale, opening through the front of the heart. With an exhale, slow motion hinge on the inside of the left knee. Finding your way into your humble crescent lunge. Notice your awareness still on the feet, keeping you balanced here. Notice the upper half of your body hinging and melting closer towards the earth. Palms squeezing together. Shoulder blades drawing together. And then pressing down to lift up. Inhale, rising up, high crescent lunge. And then with the exhale, hands to prayer, we're going to twist towards our left. So again, you can lower the right knee if you need to here. And then lift it back up. Otherwise, we'll all meet in our high twisted crescent lunge here. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward, lengthening through the spine. Hands can stay in prayer in front of the heart, or you can open up your wings. Keep sending breath here, making room for the breath. And staying in your twisted crescent lunge, or if you do it on the other side, going for the half bind, reaching the left arm back for the right inner thigh. Maybe going for the full bind, threading the right arm under. If you're in the full bind, bring the gaze over the back shoulder, making sure that the left shoulder is stacked on top of the right. And then optionally, you can also take it forward, take it up. So if you're taking it up, gazing forward, stepping that back foot to the front, pressing down to lift up, coming into our variation of our birds of paradise. See if you can straighten through the lift standing leg, and then work towards straightening through the lifted leg. Maybe bringing the gaze over the back shoulder here. And then slow and controlled on your own time. If you're in the modified birds of paradise, lowering it down. As you make your way back into your twisted crescent lunge, with an inhale, we're all going to meet back up into our high crescent lunge. And then as we exhale, we're going to open up, coming into our warrior 2 towards the right. Take a moment to adjust the stance as needed. Externally rotating through the left knee. Anchoring down through the right pinky toes of that right foot. With an inhale, front palm faces up. As we exhale, reverse your warrior here. Do your best to keep a bend in the front leg, maintaining the integrity of the posture. Right hand can slide down the right leg or reach back for the half bind. Keep reaching the left fingertips back. With an inhale, we're going to come back into our warrior 2. And then as we exhale, coming forward into our extended side angle. Reach the right fingertips forward here. Left hand, left inner thigh, or next to the left ankle. Staying here, or if you did on the other side, really charging up through the legs, firming up through your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha engagement. Maybe coming into your goalpost arms. And then if you did on the other side, you can go for the half bind as well, reaching back with the right hand for the left inner thigh, threading the left arm through. Again, really making sure that we're stacking the right shoulder over the left, and then staying here for a moment. Or if you took your birds of paradise, gazing forward, stepping the back foot forward, pressing down to lift up, straightening through standing leg, And then straightening through lifted leg. Keep the spine long. Keep the heart open. Soft through the gaze. And then slow and controlled, lowering that left foot down, gazing at the big toe, maybe pausing by in your bound half moon. And then lowering down whatever you have. With an inhale, rising back up into our warrior two. And with an exhale, straightening through the front leg. Walking, heel toeing the foot a little bit forward in the front if we did on the other side. With an inhale, reaching the left fingertips forward. With an exhale, hinging, coming into your triangle pose here. Left hand can come onto the ankle, onto the shin, onto a block, or it can simply come down towards the mat. Maintain the integrity of your posture here. Stay active through the legs, really anchoring, sealing the soles of both feet down towards the earth. Continue lengthening through the spine, activating through the core and the obliques. Gaze either towards the right or up at the top hand. Again, if you're strong through the low half of the body, you can bring the left fingertips to hover forward and in front. We're all going to transition to our half moon pose, so taking a block with you or the hand for support if you need. Bending the left leg, coming forward into your bound half moon. So keep the right hip stacked over the left, keep driving back through that right heel, right toes pointing towards your forehead. Continue creating length through the spine. Gazing at the top hand if possible, otherwise gazing towards the right. Coming into your Chapasana variation, bending through the right leg, grabbing a hold of the top of the ankle with the right hand. As you actively kick the foot into the hand, slingshot the heart open here, opening the heart out wide. Beautiful, and then releasing that if you have it. We're going to come into our revolved half moon, so squaring the hips down towards the earth. Right hand can come either onto the block or out in front or onto the earth as you twist open towards the left. Keep the hips square as best as possible, stacking that left shoulder over the right. Gazing either towards the left or up at the top hand. Only here for 2 more breaths. Beautiful, and then coming back down, we're going to meet in a forward fold here, or in a standing split, excuse me. Really breathing into that left hamstring, into the left leg. And if you did on the other side, taking up to 3 little kicks up into your handstand. Tiny little kicks take you up. You can work on bending, keeping one leg bent at first, and straightening through both legs. And then on your own time, slow and controlled, lowering the left foot down, stepping the right foot back, pressing up into your high crescent lunge. Staying here for another breath. And as you exhale, lowering the hands down, untucking, lowering the right knee, untucking through the right toes, coming up to the outer edge of that left foot, getting more into those hips here. If you want to add on the quad stretch, you can bend the right leg, reaching back with the left hand to the top of the right foot. Keep opening through the heart here, lengthening through the crown of the head. Breathing into all the sensations in the body. And then releasing that back foot. If you have a hold of it, we're going to come into our half pigeon once more. So walking that left foot all the way over towards the right side. Untucking through the right toes, keeping the left toes flexed. With an inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then with an exhale, hinge and melt forward, coming into your half pigeon pose here. Just noticing any similarities or any differences between both hips. As we ease into this stretch here, See if you can keep both hips square down towards the earth. And see if you can feel that left hip pulling back in space as the right hip pulls forward. Just tiny little adjustments here can make a big difference in how we navigate throughout our poses. And then on your own time, taking a few more breaths here, we're starting to walk the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the right toes, sending the left leg back, coming into your three-legged dog here. Taking some hip circles as needed. Beautiful, and then lowering both legs back down, coming into your downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then with an inhale, we're going to gaze forward and in front. And then as we exhale, we're going to step, hop forward, coming into our Navasana boat pose. So we're going to go on a little bow right here. So in our Navasana boat pose, you can either work with bent legs, or you can work with straight legs. As you arrive into your Navasana, allow the eyes to close here, settling into the posture and into your breath. Feel yourself balancing on the sits bones, keeping the heart open. And then with an inhale, we're going to extend the arms overhead, feet out in front. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend, arms in front, feet in front. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend, full body. Exhale, crunch it in. Twice more, you got this. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, crunch it in. Last one. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, crunch it in. Releasing both feet forward and in front. Removing the flesh from underneath your bum here. With an inhale, hands reaching up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hinge and fold here. So we want to keep the spine long and the heart open here at first. And we can focus on lengthening through the spine as we engage through the quads, pulling up through the kneecaps, flexing the toes towards the forehead. Keep sucking the navel in towards the belly, towards the spine, helping us create a little bit more length here through the spine. Wherever you are, feel free to start adding a little bit of rounding through the upper back. Using a strap if you need it for support, using a block, or maybe the toes or the feet are accessible. Just allowing yourself to melt into this posture here. Beautiful, and then rolling up one vertebra at a time. We're going to bring the sole of the right foot onto the inside of the left thigh. You can use the right hand to gently help you open up through that right hip. With an inhale, framing the upper half of the body in front of the left leg, keeping the left toes flexed, reaching arms long. And then with an exhale, again, hinge and fold here, melting over the left leg. Continue actively externally rotating through that right hip and through the right knee. Continue melting forward and in front of the left leg. Again, hands. Let's make sure to keep the spine long and not round at the beginning here. We want to focus on maintaining length through the spine, sucking the navel up and in towards the spine. Allowing the breath to help us create more length here. Hands can come onto the shin, onto the ankle, or onto the feet. If you want to get a little bit more of a twist in here, you can grab the outer edge of that left foot with the right hand. And now here you can start rounding through the upper back. Feeling gravity helping you melt closer towards the earth here. Last breath here. And rolling up one vertebra at a time, switching sides, extending that right leg forward, left sole of the foot to the inner right thigh. You can use the left hand to help you open up a little bit more through that right knee, through that left knee. And then with the big inhale, we're going to reach the arms overhead as we square in front of the right foot. And then as we exhale, hinge and fold over the right leg here. Again, we want to keep the sits bones rooted down towards the earth. Continue externally rotating through the left knee. Active through the right quad, pulling up through the right kneecap. Continue lengthening through the spine here. See if with the exhales you can suck the navel in towards the spine, creating some more length. And then allowing yourself to round through the upper back, tucking the chin in towards the chest. Left hand can come either towards the outer edge to the outside of the right foot for a little bit more of a twist. Or the hands can come onto the ankle, shin, or foot. Let's stay present here for 2 more full breaths. Beautiful, and then releasing what you have with an inhale, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Straightening through both legs. Hands can come behind you. You can bounce the knees, windshield wiper the feet from side to side. Just taking a moment here. So we're going to generate a little bit more heat just to get into the hips a little bit more. It's always really nice to just get deeper and deeper into the hips. So we're going to meet in one more round of Navasana, our bow pose here. So settling into your Navasana bow pose, again, you can work with bent legs. If you want more of a challenge, you can work towards straightening the legs. You might shake if you're straightening the legs, but that's okay. Sometimes I shake a lot in this pose as well. What's important is to keep the spine long, the heart open. Shoulder blades rolling back and down. And then we're going to actually bring the hands over towards the left side, interlacing all the fingers except for the index finger and thumb. With an inhale, we're going to reach the arms overhead, feet out in front. Exhale, crunch across. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch across. You got this. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch across. Last 2. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch across. Last one. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch across. Beautiful. Releasing the feet down, forward and in front. We're going to cross the right leg over the left, scooting onto our left sides. Left heel comes back towards our sits bones. Right hand plants behind the back of the spine. With an inhale, left arm reaches up above. With an exhale, twisting over towards your right. You can either hug the right knee in towards the chest, helping us create some length through the spine, opening through the collarbones, or if accessible, left elbow can come onto the outside of the right knee. Wherever we are, we want to maintain integrity throughout the posture, making sure the breath can flow effortlessly here. And then slowly bringing the gaze over the right shoulder. So with our inhales, we want to continue lengthening through the spine. And then through the exhales, we want to continue twisting just a little bit deeper. Beautiful. And then releasing whatever you have. Finding your way back towards center. You can take a little bit of a counter twist over towards the left. And then finding our way back in towards center, we're going to come either into our cow's face pose, or just finding a simple cross-legged. If your hips are a little bit tighter, you can find a simple cross-legged position and hinge forward. Otherwise, you can also come into your cow's face pose. They'll both help you get really into the hips. It's just a matter of where your body is at in this moment. So finding your hip opener with an inhale, reaching the arms overhead, lengthening through the spine. And then with an exhale, hinging and melting forward. You want to make sure that you keep the toes flexed towards the forehead as best as possible. Keeping the spine long. And then with each breath, allowing yourself to melt forward and in front. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. Present with the breath. If your Ujjayi pranayama is activated, continue with that. Otherwise, continue with your deep belly breaths here. Allowing the breath to help you melt deeper into this posture. Beautiful, and then rolling up one vertebra at a time. If you're in your cow's face pose, we're going to try a little trick here. So if you're in a cow's face pose, we're going to take a 360 twist towards our left, and we're going to arrive into our cow's face pose on the other side. Either way, if you're in here or if you're in your simple cross-legged position, we're going to come out of this so we can do the other side of our boat pose. We'll find our way back in, but meeting ourselves in our Navasana boat pose, last round here, I promise. Keeping the legs bent here, or straightening them if you did on the other side. Again, focusing on lengthening through the spine, opening through the heart. We're going to do the other side now, so we're going to interlace the fingers, all the fingers except for the index finger and thumb on the right side. Then with an inhale, we're going to reach the arms overhead, feet out in front. Exhaling across. Inhaling, reach long. Exhaling across. 3 more. Inhaling, reach long. Exhaling across. Last 2. Inhaling, reach long. Exhaling across. Last 1. Inhaling, reach long. Exhaling across. And releasing the feet down. Crossing the left leg over the right this time. Scooting the hips over towards the right. Bending the right heel towards the bum. Left hand plants at the base of the spine. Inhale, reach long through the right hand. Exhale, twist open towards the left. So again here, we want to maintain integrity of the spine. Making sure that we can continue lengthening, growing tall. Creating as much space as we can between the collarbones. Continuing to hug that left knee into the chest, or bringing the right elbow, to the outside of the left knee. With each breath, allow the gaze to come slightly closer towards the back left shoulder. Just allowing this to be a natural process here. Last breath here. And then releasing whatever you have, countering the twist over towards the right side. And then pressing yourself back up. Again, we're going to find either a simple cross-legged position with the other leg in front, or we're going to come into our cow's face pose on the side. Whatever cross-legged position you're in, with an inhale, reaching the arms overhead, creating space. With an exhale, hinge and fold here, coming into your forward fold. So really getting into the hips today. There tends to be a lot of tension, a lot of stagnant emotional energy that can accumulate in the hips. But either way, it feels really good to spend a lot of time loving up our hips, and just creating a greater range of motion, creating more space, just feeling a greater sense of ease throughout the hip region. And in doing so, while simultaneously strengthening our core, we can find just greater mobility throughout our day-to-day activities and just feel a lot more at home within our body. Just feeling a lot more free to be able to move in whatever ways we please. So just taking a few more breaths here to continue melting forward. Just noticing where the quality of your breath is. Noticing where your mental focus is. And staying with your Ujjayi pranayama or your deep belly breath for a few more rounds here on this side. Beautiful, everyone. And then rolling up one vertebra at a time, lengthening through the spine, uncrossing through the legs, straightening the feet forward and in front, bouncing the feet, windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Just notice any release, any differences in the hips, or anywhere in the legs here. Beautiful. So from here we're going to find our way onto our backs. Coming into a round or two of our back bends. So bringing the soles of the feet onto the earth, making sure that the feet are hips distance apart. We want to reach our fingertips forward and in front towards our heels, just making sure the tips of the fingers can graze the heels. We're going to take bridge for our first round. So with an inhale, we're going to lift the hips up. We're going to interlace the fingers, and we're going to roll the shoulders underneath the back. Keeping the chin tucked in towards the chest, keeping the back of the neck long. Continue lifting up through the hips, internally rotating through the thighs, softening the gaze of the eyes, actively pressing the big toe mounds into the earth. Soften your glutes muscles, relax the butt muscles. And instead, see if you can actively engage the quads, engaging the front of the legs, the top of the legs here. Feel the belly rise and fall for 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then on your own time, slow and controlled, rolling down 1 vertebra at a time, knees falling towards midline. Taking a little rest here. We're going to go for 1 more round of our back bend, so you can either go into your bridge pose once again. You can take a waterfall pose, just lifting your heels up, or any other position that you want. Or if full wheel or Vinyasa is in your practice, you're more than welcome to take that as well. So we'll go for about 5 to 7 breaths in the back bend of our choice. And feel free to come into it as you'd like with an inhale. So if you're coming for your wheel, planting the hands next to the shoulders, fingers facing towards yourself, elbows turning inwards. With an inhale, pressing onto the forehead, onto the crown of the head at first, taking a breath. And then with another inhale, lifting the hips up, coming into your full wheel or your bridge or any other position of your liking here. Continue sending full breaths here, engaging through the core, shining the heart open. And then on your own time, slow and controlled, rolling down 1 vertebra at a time. Windshield wiper the feet from the knees from side to side, releasing through the low back. Coming into a little supine twist, we're going to find our way back towards the middle, getting a little bit more into the hips. We're going to cross the left leg over the right, like your eagle legs. We're going to lift the hips up, scoot them over towards the left, and then we're going to let the knees fall over towards the right side. Left arm can come out to a T, gazing over the left shoulder. If this feels good on the hips, you can stay here. Or if you want to get a little bit more into the IT band, you can always straighten through that left leg as you grab the outside edge of the left foot with the right hand. Allow the breath to flow naturally here. Easing into this posture. Feeling the belly rise and fall with each breath. Beautiful. And then releasing whatever you have, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. So bring the knees back in towards center. Soles of the feet onto the earth. Crossing the right leg over the left. Eagle legs here. Lifting the hips up. Scooting the hips over towards the right as the knees fall over towards the left. Gaze comes over the right shoulder here. Settling into the supine twist on the other side. And again, if this feels good on the hips, you're more than welcome to stay here. If you want to get a little bit more into the IT band, you can straighten through the top leg, grabbing for the outside edge of the right foot with the left hand. Noticing the belly rise and fall, releasing any effort here. Last breaths here. And then in your own time, finding your way back towards center. Closing out with our shoulder stand plow pose, we're going to lift the legs up, feet towards the ceiling. With an inhale, shooting the hips up, walking the hands either to the low, mid, or upper back. Again, you can take a waterfall pose here, or any other variation that you like. What's important here is to keep the toes directly over the eyes. Legs are still active here. Actively pressing the shoulder blades down towards the earth. That way, most of the weight goes into the shoulder blades instead of the neck. If possible, walk the elbows closer in towards your side ribs. Breathe fully here. Receiving all of the fresh oxygen into the brain. Receiving this rich nutrition for our upper glands. And then staying here for a few more breaths, or you can start melting into your plow pose here, allowing the feet to come overhead, hands coming forward and in front. Or the hands can also go for the back of the legs. Staying in your Nirvasana boat pose, staying in your Nirvasana plow pose for another breath or two, or you can start coming into your knees to ears pose, bending the knees. You can squeeze the ears, or you can give yourself a massage into the temples.
If that feels good to you, it can feel really yummy. And then on your own time, slow and controlled, rolling down one vertebra at a time. We're going to go ahead and counter with our fish pose. So sliding the hands underneath our bums, palms facing down, feet together, toes pointing forward and in front. Elbows come next to your side ribs. With an inhale, we're going to press into the elbows and the forearms as we lift the upper body up, gazing forward. Exhale here. Inhale, open through the chest and the heart. Exhale, crown of the head melts back, coming into your fish pose. Stay here for about 3 to 5 breaths. Really breathe into the throat, opening through the throat chakra. Breathing into the thyroid. And then coming out the same way we came in, pressing into the forearms. With an inhale, gazing forward. With an exhale, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Hugging the knees into the chest, taking any final pose before Shavasana here. You can come into your happy baby or anything else that you'd like here. Just taking a moment. If you're still in your happy baby, just taking a moment to feel into what it's like to be a child. Just feeling into that innocence, that playfulness that exists within each of us. And then taking a moment to really embrace and to nurture that part of ourselves. We're going to hug our knees into our chest, giving yourself a well-earned, a warm embrace here. And then as you're ready to do so, releasing yourself into your Shavasana, your corpse pose, final resting pose. Taking up as much space as you can, as you'd like. Reaching the feet out in front, arms out by your side. Feel free to take any clearing breaths, any exhales through the mouth. If you feel like you still have any stale air, any stagnant energy. And on your own time, just allow yourself to arrive into a comfortable position here. Just drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Allowing the breath to flow naturally as we integrate the benefits of our practice in our Shavasana, our final resting pose. Taking rest for a few moments here. Feeling into the expansiveness of this posture. Feeling as the healing and nourishing energy circulates throughout your body. Gently allowing the breath to come back to the body. On your own time, starting to invite some small movements into the fingers, into the toes. Maybe taking some wrist circles, ankle circles. Reaching the arms overhead and the feet out in front. For a full body stretch here. Feeling revitalized, re-energized. Then rolling onto your right side, using the bottom arm as a pillow, pausing for a moment. And then keeping the eyes closed, gently pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat, to one vertebra at a time. Bring the hands to prayer in front of the heart. Gently bowing the chin towards our fingertips in gratitude of our practice, gratitude of our willingness to show up on the mat. Giving forth all that we can give in this practice. And remaining open to receive the benefits that it brings. Taking all of this nourishment and all of the overflowing abundance and grace that we've cultivated within us, and allowing it to flow to the parts of the world and to the parts of the universe that can benefit from it, that most need it. We're going to close out and send out some good vibrations, some good loving energies with one long Om. Feel free to join in, or you can also listen and receive. With a big inhale, lengthen the spine, fill the lungs. Open the mouth, exhale, side out. Inhaling for one long Om. Shanti
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be free from suffering. May these loving vibrations emanate and flow to our friends, to our family, to our loved ones. May we all have a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your presence. The highest light in me sees and honors the highest light in each and every one of you. Namaste.